Today is the day. We're getting Bellatrix buttoned up and ready for bike week. Now, today what we're gonna be doing and what you're gonna see in this video, I'm gonna be doing an install on my Supergear Performance inverted front end. And I teamed up with Kraus on this build, and shout out to Chris and all the guys out there, you guys rock. We're doing the riser, the bar, and I'll walk through all that with you here in a minute. Yeah, if you're new around here, my name's Nick. I do motorcycle content, and today we're gonna get our hands dirty. Yeah, let's get to it. So these are the Kraus risers. I did polish these. This is the raw material. This is an 8-inch pullback, and then I'm going to be doing their black bar and then ST style gauge. So if you guys don't know, for your baggers, like you see on the lowrider STs, you can switch up, get rid of your gauges and run the digital gauge from Coso that's gonna fit in here. I'm still waiting on getting that. They sent me some perches, which is sick. They're gonna look really good on there. Yeah, So we are going to be changing up the triple tree, top and bottom. Comes with a new stem, bottom triple tree. Got some grease, we're gonna pack some bearings. This is Supergear's inverted front end. So it is set up for radial mounted caliper. I did get a bracket so I can run my stock caliper with it. You got carbon fiber. They have a few different colors and options. You can do gold, you can do black. I went with the black option. So these are fully adjustable, and we'll get into the adjustment and everything as soon as we get these things installed. And if you are new around here, this is my 23 Road Glide. Now, I bought this bike new when I was working for the dealership, and obviously there's been some stuff done to it. I did go through it, did a little bit of wiring, cleaned some wiring up, going away with a bunch of wiring for the harness. I know it looks like a mess right now, but it's gonna get buttoned up, look good. So yeah, we're gonna be basically installing that whole front end, the new Kraus setup riser bar on this girl right here. Let's get to it. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is obviously your top triple tree. So if you look at it, you got your two holes here. That's where your risers are gonna go. Now, with Kraus, they do come with your bushings and all that. So we're just gonna go ahead, pop these down in here, just get them set in. Oh, set them in. All right, so you got your bottom bushings in, throw on my top. We're good there. And then you got your riser. So pretty simple. With Kraus, they're obviously gonna have instructions and everything like that. Here on the bottom, they're gonna have a torque spec section. They're showing 55 foot-pounds, so make sure you torque your stuff down and use thread lock. I mean, why wouldn't you use thread lock on a motorcycle, especially a Harley Davidson? Now, I'm not a tech, and I'm sure there are probably better ways and easier ways to do this. This is just how I'm gonna do it. It works for me. Thread lock, throw these down. I'm just gonna get each side started, hand tighten them down. Everything stays where it needs to be. Then obviously come back in with the torque wrench, torque them down, and you're good to go. This is the Supergear Performance top triple tree. It matches up with pretty much, obviously, any riser that you're gonna find. These are the Kraus risers, like I said. This is the raw material. I did polish them out so they look nice and shiny. I'll probably hit them again, nice and clean them up a little bit more once I actually get them on the bike, get them set. All right, everything's Loctited. Go ahead. Got my torque wrench, make sure the thing's set. If you guys have any questions about how to set these, this is the click style. So we're set to 55 foot-pounds. I'm gonna go grab a socket. Okay. Make sure you torque your stuff too, people. I've seen it a lot. A lot of people don't torque their stuff down, and obviously it can be ugly. So I'm still waiting on the Coso gauge, so I'm not gonna worry about all of this. Just basically want to be able to get this thrown on and installed. I mean, you could throw the risers on the triple tree when you throw the front end on, but it's just gonna be harder to get to these bolts. A lot easier just to do your risers and everything with your top triple tree before you actually put it on the bike. So next step, the fun part, throwing wires through these. These aren't that bad. I mean, back, I used to have pointy ape hangers. I know, I make fun of them now. I don't make fun of them, I joke around about them. Those sucked to run wires through. Ape hangers do, Z bars back in the day, a lot of people ran those. Those sucked. These aren't that bad. There are a ton of different ways to run them through. Everybody's got their thing, how they do them. So yeah, I'm gonna go get my goodies and we'll get those ran through. When I took them off of the last set of bars I had, I marked everything out, numbered it, so when I go to plug it in, it gets plugged in. Yes, some people would say, oh, it's not that hard. Well, you know what? This makes it easier for me. So yeah, we're gonna pull these apart. We are going to throw them on the bar. Excuse me. And then we're gonna get these things wired up. Oh, how's everybody's weather back home right now? I can't complain. I'm in shorts right now and it's sunny out. I know up north right now they're having a ton of snow and I don't miss that. That's why I moved away from the north. I was talking to my dad on the phone and he was driving, delivering a bike, or he works for a dealership, and yeah, talking about snow and nope. When you have your controls here, when you open it up, there's gonna be a tiny little clip in here that when you push it together, it snaps. Make sure that you drop that down, you don't break it, because if you break it, it's not good. Don't break it. I don't know how else to explain it. Pretty common sense. Push them together, you hear the snap, put your cover on, don't tighten it down all the way. Now to run my wire through, I got 2 long zip ties. There's a ton of ways you can do it. I had a braided line that I used before. I think I threw it away. We did the move down here to Florida, but yeah, string, anything like that. Now, if you got like pointy apes and all that kind of crap, they're not fun. And you gotta be careful, especially if you have the pointy ones, because where that point is, if you have a cheap set of bars inside of it, people don't think about it. There's welds, there's steel in there that might be sharp that could rip up your wiring. So be careful with that. Run it through the hole and watch it come out the other hole. Goes through, go ahead and start pulling everything. Now keep in mind, the more wiring you get in here, the tighter it's gonna get. So just make sure when you're pulling your cables through and stuff, that you're not pulling too hard. You're giving it a little bit of grace, because the last thing you want is one of the wires or something to snap in the bar and you don't even realize it, because the next thing you know, yeah, you're gonna have some issues. So, okay. This side's through. I ain't gonna bore you guys for the rest of this. It's pretty common sense. You're gonna pull them all through the same way. Now, when I get to the throttle side, depending if you have throttle by wire or cable, it's gonna be a little bit different, obviously. So once I get to here, I'll bring you guys back. All right, so I have throttle by wire. I put these in first before I do the other side, because this thing's a little bit thicker than most. You know, it's a little bit more, you know, endowed, if that's what you want to call it. These, you're gonna go straight down and through. You're not gonna have to worry about going through the smaller hole. Let's go straight down. Once you see it coming out the center hole, I got a curved pick. I'm just gonna get underneath there and wiggle them out. But again, be careful. Don't rip any of your wires. The last thing you want is literally, and I've seen it a lot when I was at the dealership, when, you know, people would bring their bikes in that were trying to do bar jobs, and then the next thing you know, they didn't realize it. They screwed up wiring inside the bar. They couldn't figure out what was going on with it. They fought it forever, couldn't figure it out, brought it into the dealership, and they pulled it apart, and there's broken wires inside the bars. Just be careful when you're doing these things. Make sure that you have the stock rubber over this. If you don't, get some heat shrink, get something to cover these things up. Even if you have to, roll it with some electrical tape or something. On your bar, there's gonna be little notches here. On your throttle, on this part, you're gonna have little notches. So you're gonna line those notches up, put them in, and yeah, you're good to go. So everything is ran. Now, when you get your throttle side on, always make sure that you have a nice snapback. On the end of the grip, there's a spot that slides over the little gear on the end that in return is obviously gonna be able to twist your throttle. So just make sure you have those lined up good. Yeah, and you're good to go. So now that these are all good and ran here, I'm going to do some cleanup work, some heat shrink, make this look a lot better than what it is. Next thing, we're going to go ahead, start getting the front end installed. Let's get this Supergear Performance front end installed on my 23 Road Glide. These things are super sick. Obviously, it's a full inverted front end. You're gonna have carbon fiber up front here on that cover. Yeah, these things are sick, fully adjustable. We'll get into the adjustment on these things once these are actually installed. So with the Supergear Performance setup, you're going to get a full instruction manual. I got the top and lower triple tree with the stem. Got your nut up top here. Do gotta pack the bearings, so we got some grease. We're gonna be packing these. And then yeah, we're gonna get these babies installed and thrown on the bike. I can't wait to get this on the bike. I can't wait. Let's do it. We got our bearings, and again, it's gonna come with full instructions. Yes, I'm wearing gloves because I don't want this all over my hands, okay? Don't give me shit. If you have never packed bearings, there's tools, there's things. I just put some grease in my hand and just push it through the bearing. Get her nice and gooey like. You want to get it all up underneath those bearings, all up in there. Nice and gooey. So that's ready. I got the bottom one already on, dropped her down in there. She's set, got the cover down on it. Pop these babies off. Yes, I'm setting on my floor. I don't have a workbench yet. It sucked. I came from having a big old workbench all the way down the whole side of my garage to having a fold out table right now that I got a bunch of stuff on, but it's all good. It's gonna come, it's coming. We're gonna take the bottom triple tree, slide it through the neck on the bike, set the top triple tree down on top. We're gonna drop the bearings in, make sure everything's seated right, the bearings are spinning free. Put your dust shield up top here, and then the yoke nut will go on top of that. Now, let's do that. Something that's really nice too with the newer triple tree, your little clamp here that actually holds your brake lines and everything like that. Pull it right off your stock one. Everything lines up, throw it on, stock hardware and all that. All right, so up top here, you're gonna drop your bearing in, and it does have dust shield. It's gonna pop down. You'll feel it kind of pop in, and you're good there. So you're gonna slide the bottom up, get everything going there. Once you have it set up underneath here, install your brake lines. It's pretty self-explanatory, so everything's ran nice and clean. Our yoke nut up top here. So the directions on here saying basically, don't crank it down as tight as you can. You know, tighten it down real good. Back it off a little bit, make sure that it turns freely and you don't have anything binding up. Now that we got our risers, everything's on the top triple tree, we're gonna slide this down on here and go from there. All right, so like I said, you're gonna slide this down over top of that yoke nut. Make sure that you are seated down where you are flat across the top here. So everything's seated, we're good to go. Make sure you are down and good. So obviously you're gonna have to adjust the bottom, the top, so everything's nice and straight, and we'll get to that next. All right, so you got 3/8 inch here, you got your top clamp here. So basically just make sure all your wiring, everything's out of the way. So it says do not tighten it down as tight as you can, obviously, because you gotta do some adjustment. So get it, you know, snugged up a little bit to where it's not gonna be moving around on you, but still loose enough to where you can make some adjustments once we do the alignment. Now, a little tip, make sure your brake lines are in front. I had them accidentally ran up underneath there, and obviously they get pinched, so I had to pull it off, clean it up a little bit more, got my wiring all here situated, got all the brake lines, got everything reconnected down here. The clamp to hold your brake lines, we're all cleaned up here. So now, start getting these inverted lowers on. It's gonna look so good! All right, so for your front end, you have a left and a right side. So the way to tell, and they have it in the manual, right side is gonna have a red adjustment, left side is blue. So you have them going the right way. Pictures are nice, they help. Oh, and earlier I lied to you guys. So it comes with a stock caliper mount. They do have a radial mounted mount also, because they do have radial mounted calipers and stuff like that through Supergear Performance. Like I said, I'm running my stock rotor for the time being, so we're just gonna keep running with this bracket. So yeah, let's slide these up. Oh, and if you look close, there's notches here. So this has adjustment. So you can go like 2 over, you can adjust them down. I'm thinking about going maybe like 1 over. I don't wanna go too much because I am a shorter guy. Yeah, they say to adjust them to about halfway until you get everything, you know, situated before you torque everything down, and just to make sure everything lines up right. Obviously, if you have a bigger front wheel, you're gonna have to adjust for that and things like that. I'm running a 19-inch front wheel, so I'm not gonna be doing anything too crazy. So let's slide these up and get them going. Get in there. Now this is the part where hopefully you didn't tighten them down too much, because you obviously gotta align it to go through the top tree itself too. Uh-oh. All right, sides on, let's go up top and see where we're sitting at on the adjustment. So obviously we're up pretty far here. So we're gonna knock it down until we hit about center. And then from that point, we can do some adjustment. To get center on these, you're gonna go down 5 notches. We're gonna get both sides lined up. We're gonna kind of get everything mocked up to see what the height's gonna look like. And then obviously once everything's aligned and everything, that's when you're gonna start torquing everything down. This looks sick though, let me show you. I mean, it's gonna change up the front end a lot. It's gonna ride so much better. Like I said, they have gold tubes. They got a few different options when it comes to colors for these. So yeah, let's get the other side on, and then we'll start getting everything aligned. And soon we get it off this lift. Right her up here. There we go. All right, so just like the other side, we're gonna go down 5 notches on the top of the fork. So now that we got everything on here, everything's pretty lined up. Now, obviously, once we put the axle through here, it's gonna make sure the alignment's straight with the forks itself. Next step is gonna be the axle. So it's obviously gonna come with its own axle setup here. Make sure that you throw some anti-seize on your axle. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And then start getting this thing buttoned up. Oh, not this stuff. I almost put some adhesive on here. That wouldn't have been good. Anti-seize, make sure you get her all nice and lubed up. Now, they got your spacer on this side. So put your axle through, put the spacer on the inside, and then when I get this on here, I will show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. Make sure you got your tire going in the right direction. I still got to put on rotors and stuff. I don't have any yet, so I'm just getting it to where I can get it off the lift and then, yeah, move the bike around. But hopefully I can figure out the situation with rotors sooner than later. Got the wheel on. Obviously, I still need to do the rotors. I still need to throw on my calipers and all that. And I cracked the housing on the OBS sensor, so gonna get one of those ordered, figure out my situation with my rotors, and then I did try to test fit my Bad Dad fender. So I got a short wrap fender that I was running before. I can't get it to fit. I adjusted the forks around, and obviously they're mounted. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to run that fender now. So I gotta figure out a fender. But other than that, I mean, this thing's looking good. Can't wait to get this thing buttoned up so I can start riding this thing again. So yeah, we got everything up here mounted. We are down 5 notches on each side, so everything is nice and straight and level. We're good to go with that. So now I'm just gonna kind of clean up some of this wiring. I got some wiring loom to clean it up. Until I get my gauges, there's really not a whole lot left to do. So yeah, we're getting there. But I am so stoked to get this clamp with the gauge on it, clean up that front end, get rid of the big gauges. Now that's one thing, let me show you. Where did I put it? I was running Dakota Digitals. Now these are the fully adjustable, all the colors, all the cool stuff. So I'm thinking either I'm gonna be just throwing them on Marketplace and just selling them outright, or if you guys are interested in possibly doing a giveaway on these, I should have the full set. So I got an oil temp sensor, ran. I just don't know how it's all gonna work with the Coastal gauge. I know they do sell the free set, so your main gauge on your clamp and then your gauges that go up in the fairing. Just stand by, because these might be going out to one of you guys, which would be cool. So yeah. Thanks for having to hang out. I know this video, I don't feel like I got a lot done, but I did. I got the front end on. There's a wheel on it now, which is exciting. I look over and I just don't see nothing on the front end of my bike. So we're getting there, we're getting close. I'm gonna play around with some of this wiring maybe a little bit. I got some of this 1/2" Vanguard, basically wire loom. They call it wire sleeve tubing. It's a Harbor Freight special. Yeah, come back next week. I should have more of this stuff done. And if I do get it in quicker than that, then you guys will be seeing me post some stuff about it. So this bike will be ready for Bike Week here down here in Daytona. I'll be hanging out with Fast Moto Decals guys. I'll be hanging out with Chris and all them with Kraus. I mean, I got a lot going on and I'm super excited to have you guys come out with me. So yeah, yep, I'm happy. If anybody knows anybody that has rotors, small bolt pattern, 11.8 inch, let me know. Later, guys.